Hi guys, been up in the loft again. This is a very early one of my Mousetrap powered cars. It was clearly when I was trying to use things other than CDs for wheels. These are the spools out of old VHS tape cassettes. I've put it on the rubber mat to make sure we get a good grip for the start. I'll show you how it goes together in a minute, but we'll just see if we can get it to run. I'll just try and line it up a little bit. I don't know how well it'll run, but we'll find out. Oh, wheel spin. That was annoying. It started off well, obviously because it had good grip, but then it just spun round. Looking at the inside there, that's the remains of a balloon, so I would think that I put rubber tyres on it originally, cut from strips of balloon to give it some grip. Right, I've cut a balloon into strips and stretched it over the wheels to give us a bit of extra grip. I might as well try and show you how we set this. It's incredibly difficult, or at least it is for me. First thing we need to do is make sure that bit of fishing line is through that hole. Then we need to set the trap. That bit of fishing line's coming out again. That's got to go through that hole. Why is that being so difficult? Right, that's through the hole. And we set the trap. I can imagine there's an awful lot of fingers get caught when doing this. Keep your fingers out of the way. Right, that's set. Now I've got to turn it upside down. And then that bit of line, there's a small hole drilled through that axle. The line goes through that hole, and you probably can't see. Let's try a different camera angle. Alright, that bit of line goes through that hole. And then you wind up the line, because that going through that hole holds it in place. Right, can we see that? Yes, we can. Okay, that's now set. And ready to go. Right, we'll have another go. Get ready to move the camera. It still wanted to go off to one side, but not as bad as it did the first time. I'm just going to point it to the right a bit and hope that when it does that little kick to the left, it goes straight, if that makes any sense. There we go. How far are we going to go? Not much further. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we might have done about 5 meters there, just about. Not going to spend any more time on it. If I was to do this again, there's quite a few things I'd do different. But that's one from the archives. I will put a link in the video description to the original video, but we'll just run through the basics. So, wheels, I've used the spools from VHS tape players here, tape cassettes. So they're a bit smaller than my usual CDs. Obviously we've got a mousetrap there with a hole drilled in it that lines up with where the axle is underneath. The axle is quite a thick bit of bamboo cane. That looks like about 5mm thick, with a very small hole drilled through it. And the end of the fishing line, that's what that is. Ideally you want it to be straight, not curled round like that. That's obviously after a bit of use it's curled up like that. But when it's straight, you can push it straight down through there, through that hole, just the end of it, long enough just to get through to the other side, and then you wind it round, and as you wind it round, because it's turning a tight angle there, that holds itself in place. So you can wind it up, and you release the trap. That pulls the line up through the hole there, and obviously as it's pulling the line, it's making the back axle turn. And when it gets to the end of the line, it just pops out through that hole and allows the car to carry on freewheeling. Now, things I would change, certainly the way this is rigged up, as this is a couple of screw eyes there as the axle tubes or retainers. They're not very efficient. The front axle is in a bit of that would be the tube from a ball pen. Again, that's quite a large axle in quite a small tube, relatively speaking, so there'll be a fair bit of friction in there. So that's reducing the distance it could go. Same with those at the back there, there's far too much slop. So a lot could be done to improve this. But the simple basics of just having a hole there and the line being pulled straight up through, that's a nice simple basic idea. Now a lot of people talk about putting extended arms on here, extending this so you get a longer arc, so you get more, you can have more line wrapped around your back axle. Yeah, you can do that. The longer the arm is, the less power it's got. It's to do with leverage. You might think, oh, it's a long arm, so you've got a long lever. Well, it's the opposite, because the actual power is being provided by the spring, which is right in the middle of your lever, not right at the end of it. So the longer you make that lever, the harder it is for that spring to move the lever. And when you're attaching the end of that lever to the back axle, the harder it is for that lever to turn the back axle. So like this, you've got maximum power for shortest duration. With a long lever, you'll have less power, but for a longer duration, so you get more turns around the back axle. So it's one of those cases where somewhere between the two will be the ideal situation. Enough of my waffling. Links in the video description to my other Mousetrap powered cars, and I think there's a few other people's Mousetrap powered cars in that playlist as well. Thanks for watching. If you want more information, check down below in the video description. If you like this video, you might like this one up here. And if you want to subscribe, you can check out my channel over here. Up here is my latest video on my channel, and down here is a video playlist associated with the video you've just watched. Thanks again for watching.